Professor Dr. Viet, Vice President of the Ho Chi Minh National Academy of Politics, Dr. Nyok Zing, Director of the Center for Community Support and Development Studies, Dr. Thi Hong, Deputy Director of the Center for Research and Training of the Vietnam Fatherland Front, leaders and representatives from provinces across Vietnam, from the Vietnam Fatherland Front, mass organizations and the media, ambassadors and representatives of diplomatic missions and development partners, and local and international and non-government organizations, ladies and gentlemen. I am very pleased to participate in the launch of the annual PAPI report already for the second year. The Vietnam Fatherland Front, the Center for Community Support and Development Studies, UNDP and all their partners have produced already the 6th edition of this important document, and I sincerely congratulate them on this achievement. Since 2009, a total of 89,000 people representing diverse groups of the population have been interviewed face-to-face. These generated a huge amount of data which has been translated into comprehensible conclusions and policy input for the leaders of Vietnam. There is no doubt that improvements in governance in general and of the public administration in particular have contributed to the development success of Vietnam since the start of the Doi Moi program, and that further governance improvements can help the government achieve its objectives in the future. Support to governance and public administration reforms has been one of the priorities of Switzerland's collaboration with Vietnam over the last 25 years. Switzerland's own political system is built on direct democracy, decentralization, as well as a clear division of power between the national, provincial, and even community governments. The importance of citizens' consultation, engagement, and participation in political decisions at all levels are key features of the Swiss political and administrative system and its institutions. Against this background, Switzerland naturally became a partner and sponsor of the PAPI project when we were approached by UNDP back in 2011. We are convinced that better services can be provided to citizens and businesses if public administrations are transparent, if citizens can provide feedback on the government's performance at national, provincial, and local levels, and if citizens are involved and contribute to the decision-making processes that affect their lives. These mechanisms have served Switzerland very well and have contributed not only to its wealth, but also, as the newest UN report on the subject just confirmed, to the high happiness and well-being of its citizens. As it has worked for Switzerland, we saw a lot of merit in supporting Vietnam to introduce principles of good governance, inclusiveness, and citizens' participations, and to make them work effectively. Let me turn briefly to the PAPI findings and highlights on national trends and provincial performance over the last 6 years. As you know, PAPI looks at 6 dimensions. In 2 dimensions, which are public administrative procedures and quality of public service delivery, citizens are relatively more satisfied compared to the other 4 dimensions assessed. These results have remained stable or even have improved over the last 6 years. Regarding 3 dimensions, transparency, vertical accountability, and control of corruption in the public sector, the results have been up and down over this period. Overall, however, the trend sadly points in the wrong direction and needs to be reversed. And last, the dimension people participation at local levels has continuously deteriorated since 2011. These trends send us a clear message. The governance environment in the areas measured by PAPI has not improved, and 4 out of 6 dimensions even deteriorated. The good news is that remedies can be found in the recommendations put forward in this PAPI report. They have already been mentioned, but because they are so important, I will mention these recommendations again. Engaging citizens in policy making, policy implementation, and policy monitoring. Second, enhancing behavior and skills of public officials and civil servants. And third, promoting a culture of openness and transparency from the government side. The majority of provinces have already hosted or convened diagnostic workshops on PAPI findings. 35 of the provinces have issued provincial resolutions, directives, and/or action plans to improve their public administration performance. These are very encouraging first steps. However, PAPI should not be seen as a research and report producing exercise, but as a powerful tool to guide the implementation of concrete actions. PAPI can therefore contribute to the government's effort to make itself an acting government. In conclusion, we believe that PAPI is a useful tool complementing others in building effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. It should continue beyond 2016 as governance reforms are far from completed and constitute the linchpin for the country's further development towards prosperity, equity, and democracy. Finally, let me wish all of you stimulating and useful discussions of the findings of the PAPI report, as well as good health and happiness. Thank you.